This is the second video of a Christmas tree skirt, and if you haven't seen the first video, check down in the notes, that's where the address is. On the last video we did half of this hair piece, the first piece that you will need 6 of, and now we're going to finish that one. So let's get started. Last time we ended here, which is right in the middle of the finished part. So now we will be doing this hair fan set, sort of two kinds, plus the end. The row starts the same way as all the previous rows. Chain 2, 3 double crochets into that space of the previous row, 3, then chain 1 and another 3 into that same space, then chain 3 and we'll make a double crochet into the 5th stitch. So we skip 4 of these double crochets here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the 5th one, and chain 3 and a double crochet into that same stitch. So that again gives us the same kind of a space to start the fan in. And since here we are going to make 2 fans next to each other, we'll have 3 chain stitches in between, chain 3, and again into the 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double crochet here, and it will be the same as here, 3 and chain 3, and double crochet, chain 3, and now we'll do that same ending for this row, and again I'll only show this here once, and then it will be exactly the same on all the other rows. 3 double crochets, chain 1 and 3 double crochets. And for the next row you will do just the same as what we did in the beginning of this row, that you chain 2 and make these groups of double crochets. Here I have done the start to the next row, and then we'll have fans into both of these spaces, and here you chain 2 and then 6 double crochets into this here space, 6, that's 4, 5 and 6, and then chain 2 again in between so that we can go to the next fan, and again here 6 double crochets. On each row now you will have the same one after another, same kind of a fan one after another. So that's 5 and 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes, and chain 2, and then finish off again with the groups of double crochets. This is what it looks like at the moment. And then next row again chain 2, and now we'll do a similar row as this here one at the start of our piece, a double crochet into each of the double crochets there, with 1 chain stitch in between. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1 the whole way. Always chain 1 in between. There. And then chaining 2 before going into the next fan, and there exactly the same. Double crochet into the first one of those double crochets, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and so on. There. So that's both of the fans, and again chain 2, and then do the end and the start of the next row. And this will now be the last row of this particular fan, and we chain 1, only 1, and then just as before we will have a double crochet in each of the double crochets as well as in the spaces in between, like this. So 1 for each and 1 for the space between the double crochets. I'm stopping here before the last one because we'll make that a little bit differently. We will need to crochet together the last double crochet of this fan and the first one of the next one. So I'm starting an ordinary double crochet, but I don't finish it. I leave in 2 loops on the hook and then going on to the next one, starting to crochet a double crochet there and again leaving the stitch on the hook. And now I'm pulling through them, all these 3 loops, so that will join those. It looks like that there. Otherwise then we'll continue just the same. A double crochet into every gap and every stitch. And that was the last one. So there's 1 in each stitch and 1 in each gap in both of these here fans. So that's what it looks like now. And then I'm chaining 1 and then again the end and start of a row. Now looking at the finished piece, we are now here. And then we have 1 more row of fans to do, and then the final picots at the top. Then to start the last fan, again chain 4. And we are skipping 5 double crochets here and making a double crochet into the 6th stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here again chain 3 to make room for the fan and a double crochet into the same stitch as before. And then we're chaining 7, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and skipping 9. So the next double crochet will come into the 10th stitch when you start counting from this end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So this where we join 2 together, of course, counts just 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th. And if you want to count from the other end, it should also be the 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there, chain 3 again, and another double crochet into that one. So it looks like this here, and chain 4. and then the finishing of this row, and so on. On this row we always chain 3 in between the various bits, so chain 3 and then again 6 double crochets in here, 6 in here for that's 6, and then chain 3 and we attach this chain into this one just by going around it and making a single crochet like that there, and then chaining 3 again to get to the next one, and here again the 6 double crochets into this here just as before. And after we get this done, 4, 5 and 6, again chaining 3 before finishing the row, so this is how that will look like, and then go on to finish it. Then the row where we'll be having the single crochet between double crochets. First chain 2, just 2 this time, and then here and chain 1, and again then like we have done in all the previous fans, you get 1 chain stitch in between, that way it spreads out there, and then 3 before we start the other, so chain 3 here, and then the same to the other fan, just like that. So that's it, and then chain 2 and finish off the row. So now we have reached the last row of this piece, and otherwise it's the same as in the previous fans, only we're making the picots to decorate the edge. Chain 1 and double crochet as before, and now a picot. I'm making it with 3 chain stitches and then attaching it to these 2 loops here. As you know, there are so many different ways of making picots. For this here project I find that this the best. And then just pull through both of the loops at the same time. Then double crochet and no picot this time, and then so there's a picot on every second one. So again chain 3 and hook through these 2 loops and pull the yarn straight through, and again double crochet into the space between and no picot, and then a double crochet with the picot. There. So this is what it looks like so far, and then we just continue the same. No picot on that one, but there is one on the next one. And now we come into the last double crochet of this hair fan and a picot on top of that, and then we just go straight on to the next one, so there's no chain stitches between in here now, like that there, and then a picot on this here one. And then just keep going like that until the end, a picot on top of every second double crochet until you come to the end. Like that, and you should now have 11 picots. 11. And then we just finish it off, chaining one after the last picot and the last bit of the end of the row. And now you can simply fasten off the yarn, and that's it done.